I am a married woman and my husband's name is Adam. I never imagined that one night could change everything, that one mistake, one moment of weakness could redefine the way I saw myself, my marriage, and the people I thought I could trust. The garage that night became more than just a place to store tools and old memories. It became the place where my life split into two versions of itself, before and after. It started as an ordinary evening. My husband Adam had invited some friends over for a small get-together, nothing too extravagant, just a simple night of drinks, grilled food, and conversation. Among the guests was Jack, his best friend since childhood. Jack had always been a presence in our lives. He was the best man at our wedding, the godfather to our son, and a constant figure in our social circle. Although I had known him for years, I had never truly observed him in that manner. The evening commenced with a relaxed conversation and a laugh. The air was warm, and the backyard lights cast a soft glow over our guests as they clinked glasses and exchanged tales. I moved through the crowd, ensuring that everyone had what they needed, playing the role of the perfect hostess. However, as the evening wore on, I began to notice something I had never paid attention to before: the way Jack looked at me. It was not a casual glance or a friendly acknowledgement. It was different, longer, and more intense, as if he was studying me. He was waiting for me to notice, and I did. At first, I told myself that I was imagining things had always been this way. The guests began to depart one by one as the hours passed. Adam, who was feeling the effects of too many drinks, excused himself to go inside and rest, while I remained outside to clean up the scattered plates and empty bottles. Charming always had a way of making people feel comfortable, but this was something else. This was dangerous. I was enjoying the calm that followed the chaos of the party when I realized that Jack was still present. He said, "You shouldn't have to clean up all this alone," as he stepped beside me. I smiled, attempting to ignore the way my heart skipped a beat. "I don't mind, it helps me unwind." He didn't respond immediately. Instead, he reached for a beer bottle and tossed it into the trash bag I was holding. His fingers briefly touched mine, causing me to realize how close we were. In that moment, a silent acknowledgement of something neither of us wanted to say out loud passed between us. I should retrieve more trash bags from the garage. I stated that I was in need of a pretext to establish a physical distance. He nodded in agreement, but he did not withdraw. I approached the garage with trembling hands, reaching for the door handle. I assured myself that I was simply overthinking and that I would retrieve my bags and return inside, and that this peculiar moment would be forgotten by morning. However, as soon as I entered, I heard the door close behind me. I turned around, and my breath caught in my throat. Jack was standing behind the closed door, his eyes unreadable in the dim light of the garage. "Jack," I started, forcing a nervous laugh. "What are you doing?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he took a slow step forward, closing the space between you. "I think we both know what's happening here," he said, his voice low. I swallowed hard, shaking my head. "Nothing is happening. This it's just..." He took another step, his hand reaching out, brushing lightly against my arm. The touch was gentle, barely there, but it sent a jolt of something through me, something I didn't want to name. "Tell me to leave," he murmured. "And I will." I opened my mouth, but no words came out. I should have told him to leave. I should have turned around and walked out of that garage, back into my house, back to my husband, back to the life I had built with so much effort. But I didn't move. I felt his fingers trail down my arms, stopping at my wrist. My pulse was racing, my mind spinning. This wasn't me. I wasn't this kind of woman. I loved Adam. I loved my family, and yet I didn't stop him when he leaned in. His lips brushed against mine, hesitant at first, as if waiting for me to pull away, but I didn't. I let it happen. For one fleeting moment, I let myself drown in it. The heat, the rush, the thrill of something forbidden. His hand settled on my waist, pulling me closer, and for a brief second I let go of every reason why this was wrong. But then reality crashed over me like a wave. I pushed him away, my breathing ragged, my heart pounding. "No," I whispered, shaking my head. "This can't happen." His chest rose and fell with heavy breaths. "I know," he said, something with a rough voice. I turned away from him, pressing my hands against my face. What had I done? Even though we had stopped before it went too far, I knew something irreversible had happened. I couldn't look at him as I spoke again. "We need to forget this. It never happened." Silence stretched between us, then finally he said, "If that's what you want." I nodded, more to convince myself than him. I walked out of the garage, my legs shaking beneath me, my thoughts in complete chaos. When I stepped back into the house, Adam was still asleep on the couch. Completely unaware of what had just transpired, I stood there for a long moment, watching him, guilt tightening around my chest like a vice. That night I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. I replayed the moment over and over, trying to convince myself that I had stopped it before it was too late, but deep down I knew the truth. The damage had already been done. What happened in the garage that night was something I could never take back. It was a moment that would stay with me forever, a secret that would haunt me every time I looked at my husband, and no matter how much I tried to move on, no matter how hard I tried to convince myself that I was still the same person I had always been, I knew one thing for certain: I would never ever forget. Like what you heard. There's plenty more heartbreak and secrets to come. Hit like, subscribe, and stay curious with Tangled Truths.